US Economic Surprises Index, the SESI, has been falling in line with this. Twitter, meanwhile, loses its collective shit and says, "We're going into recession. It's terrible." Scott Bessent told us to. A, Scott was a Global Macro Investor subscriber for a long time. And B, it's not a fucking recession. It is a weak patch in data driven by financial conditions that tightened last quarter. If you look at it going forwards, on a forwards basis, it's been easing fast. So we will see the economy weak this quarter, and then it will start to strengthen from a weaker base. This is not a recession. Don't be ridiculous. This is what happened last time Trump got elected in 2017. Exactly the same reaction by financial markets and exactly the same outcome. Economic data weakened, the DXY had strengthened, then it began to weaken, and economic data followed it. And we got a big boom. And we will see very similar.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Raoul Pal talks about whether crypto will ever recover, breaking down market cycles, future trends, and key opportunities. Will crypto rise again? Let's watch and find out.
The dollar drives things like the ISM survey, or this is the services PMI. Services PMI was weak. Everyone's like, we're going into recession. The services PMI is weak. We're all fucked. Really, all it's doing is following the dollar. And the dollar is leading and says it will bounce. So it will bounce. And then crypto. Here's Bitcoin, 3 month on 3 month, just reflects these financial conditions and the economic surprises. So the economy is weaker, financial conditions were strong in the past, and Bitcoin has already priced in the entire thing. So the damage has been done. Okay, what's the good news in all of this? The good news is the financial conditions index, which is the dollar, rates, and oil, is rebounding like crazy. Strong conditions lay ahead. The economic surprises index is not finished going down yet. It will go down a bit further. Maybe the Fed will be able to cut in April or March. No, it's March now. April or May, whatever it is. Maybe they'll be able to sneak in a couple of cuts. If we see the trueflation index, inflation has been falling off a cliff. I think the Fed get cover to cut, which is what they want because they need to roll the debt. The everything code, if you haven't seen it, A, ask the Raoul bot about it. B, watch the videos on it. They need to get rates down so they can roll the debt at roughly around trend rate of GDP growth. So they need to get interest rates down to 3% or lower. Guess what? The Fed today, where do they think interest rates will be? 3%. Where do they think economic growth will be? Around 3%. I've been saying this forever. This is the entire game. That's what they're trying to do. Economic surprises should be weaker. Then we're going to rebound on the back end. The next part of the year is going to be very strong. 2017, those of you remember, was an amazing year. And I think we'll see something very similar. Bitcoin priced in those financial conditions, which were leading by 3 months. Bitcoin's already priced it all in. So it's the worst news is in. My guess, probably up only. The chart you all care about that we came up with and every fucker in the world has copied, Global M2, 10-week lead versus Bitcoin. It's worked perfectly. I didn't expect it to be work as perfectly, but it is. But basically, we're turning the corner and we should start to see higher prices. And the higher prices will come quick, and the higher prices should take us all the way back to the highs pretty soon. Not soon, like in a week or two, but soon, like in a couple of months. So I think what you've all had to go through is a boring sideways consolidation pattern with a slight down bias. Your alts have been nuked. but nothing out of the ordinary. We saw this in 2017. We've seen it now, and we are very, very close to the turnaround. So patience is all I keep asking for. Stop being so dramatic. It's funny. It's actually boring. It's like you do not get 150% returns a year from an asset without drawdowns. You will have to get used to this. You have to stop worrying at this point in the cycle. We peaked in the cycle earlier in 2021, and we peaked because the business cycle had peaked. This time, the ISM is still low. And so we barely started the cycle. So I know we all say it's so early, nothing's really happened yet. It hasn't. We had phase one of the banana zone, which was the breakout of that consolidation range. This is the consolidation phase two. Then we'll get into the much more important banana zone phase two. It is all coming.
The SEC just dropped a game-changing update for Bitcoin and Litecoin miners, bringing long-awaited clarity to the industry. The agency officially stated that proof-of-work mining operations do not fall under securities regulations, easing concerns that miners might face legal hurdles. This announcement sent a wave of excitement through the mining community, reinforcing the legitimacy of their work and removing uncertainties that had loomed over the sector. According to the SEC statement, digital asset mining on public, decentralized networks does not involve securities transactions, meaning miners don't need to register their activities under U.S. securities laws. The agency emphasized that mining is a technical process where participants contribute computing power to secure the network, rather than an investment scheme where profits depend on an enterprise's decisions. This distinction further solidifies Bitcoin's status as a decentralized asset, immune from the regulatory constraints applied to traditional securities. The SEC also addressed mining pools, explaining that participants are simply combining resources for efficiency, not engaging in securities trading. This clarification reassures miners that their work is legally sound and free from unnecessary restrictions. With this decision, the U.S. is taking a more transparent stance on crypto mining, potentially paving the way for increased institutional investment and reducing fears of sudden regulatory crackdowns. This marks a major win for the crypto industry, setting a precedent for future regulatory decisions. By distinguishing mining from securities transactions, the SEC is acknowledging the fundamental role of decentralization in blockchain networks. This could encourage fairer treatment of other blockchain-based activities, fueling innovation and growth in the crypto space.
Okay, let's go back and look at how this happened in 2017. So I'm speaking to you in a condescending voice right now. I don't know why. Just because I'm so bored of the online, like blah, blah, blah. Let me try and stop that. Let me readjust myself. I'm not trying to be condescending. I sound a bit of a dick, but okay. Can you hear that crunch? Fucking amazing. Um, the 2017 cycle repeating. That's the dollar this time around, last time around. This time around, the dollar's even weaker, which is, I mean, it will bounce at some point. It will bounce for a month or two, and it will continue lower. But it's showing how fast financial conditions are weakening, even versus them. When we look at global M2 last time around versus global M2 today, it's the same bloody chart. I mean, it's stunning. It's stunning. And I think global M2 is going to actually outperform this time around, which should mean crypto has a good bid. Doesn't mean crypto will do as well as last time because it was earlier phase. There was less participants, early phase in adoption, higher performance, but I expect it to be good. Global M2 breaking out. These beautiful wedge patterns that happen every time you're in crypto spring and summer, and then crypto fall starts, you start breaking out, and then as it breaks out, the markets break out. We had that false thing in COVID, but the breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Breakout in M2, higher. Get the picture? Higher. Bitcoin in the business cycle. This is what has helped me through my entire time I've invested in Bitcoin, is this log chart. I showed it all the way through in 2020, all the way through. It works beautifully. We are currently kind of like this 15, 16, 17 cycle. We're still kind of a little bit subdued, but in a beautiful uptrend. Bitcoin's done what, 600% from its low. And then what we will get is
Donald Trump has once again pledged to make the United States the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the global leader in crypto innovation. Speaking via video at the Blockworks Digital Asset Conference, the former president addressed a packed room of industry leaders, promising to reverse restrictive policies and fully embrace digital assets. His remarks were met with enthusiasm, as the crypto community has largely welcomed his more supportive stance compared to the previous administration. During his brief but impactful speech, Trump criticized President Joe Biden's handling of cryptocurrency regulations, vowing to end what he called a regulatory war on crypto. He specifically targeted Operation Choke Point 2.0, a controversial initiative that some believe unfairly limits banking services for crypto companies. Trump's commitment to dismantling these restrictions signals a major shift in how the U.S. government approaches digital assets. Since returning to office, Trump has signed executive orders aimed at strengthening the country's crypto position. One of his most significant moves includes the creation of a U.S. Bitcoin reserve, ensuring that the government holds digital assets rather than selling them at what he calls a fraction of their long-term value. This initiative suggests a long-term strategy to integrate Bitcoin into national financial policies. Trump's speech marks a historic moment, as no sitting president has previously addressed a crypto conference. His promise to make the U.S. a dominant force in the crypto world could shape the industry's future, paving the way for more regulatory clarity and institutional adoption. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.